Not a bad day, huh?
Better than most.
Going to voluntary therapy?
Yeah, I gotta see an onerologist.
No, waterologist? Let me see. What'll they think up next, huh?
Excuse me, do you know where Willamette Tower East is? Dr. Haber?
First floor, second elevator, please.
Hold it. Hello?
Yes?
I have an appointment with Dr. Haber.
Name, please.
George Orr.
Yes, Dr. Haber's expecting you. It's the last office on the right. You can hang your rain gear over there.
Thank you.
Doctor, it's the overdose.
Yes?
Dr. Haber?
Ah, Mr. Orr. It's a pleasure to meet you. Come in. Won't you have a seat? Do you smoke? The brown filters are tranks, the white are D-Nicks.
Oh, no, thank you. I don't smoke.
Good. It's stuffy enough in here already. Damn electric heating system's on the fritz again, I'm afraid.
Well, that's okay.
Don't be nervous, Mr. Orr. Your punishment's no worse than a few sessions with me. That's better. Do you have your VT card?
Oh, yes, sir.
So, mixing phenobarbital and dexedrine. Quite a dangerous concoction, wouldn't you say? Mr. Orr? You have a dream problem, don't you?
How did you know?
No great feat. I'm an onerologist, Mr. Orr, a dream specialist. They always send the dreamers to me.
Well, all I want is to stop dreaming.
May I call you George?
Yeah, I guess.
Call me Bill if you like.
Oh, that's okay.
However you feel comfortable.
Dr. Haber, what are we supposed to do here?
We're going to work together. We're going to build a relationship. You're going to let me inside, poke around, find out what's causing those bad dreams of yours. I assume that's what the problem is, bad dreams.
Sort of.
Why don't you tell me about them?
You'd think I was insane.
I make no judgments, George. I'm here to help you, and that's all. Give it a try.
Suppose I dream that there's no Dr. Haber. Now, tomorrow when I wake up, not only are you gone, but you never existed.
Pretty revealing, wouldn't you say?
Oh, well, no, I didn't mean that. Personally.
Perfectly okay. You can tell me to go to hell if you like. It's part of building our trust.
I didn't mean that.
I'd like you to lie down now, George.
What?
It's all right, go on. It's all right, George. Just relax. Lie back. Now, I want you to take deep breaths and close your eyes.
Patient George Orr, age 32, voluntary therapeutic treatment, drug abuse. Reasonably good health, slightly undernourished, passive, repressed. Maybe an intelligent schizophrenic. You relaxed now?
Yes.
Good. Now, I'd like you to tell me more about these dreams that change reality. And think back to the first one. How old were you?
17. I was 17. Yeah. I was still living at home. And Aunt Ethel, my mother's sister, was living with us. She was getting a divorce. She'd been there about 6 weeks. And she was always in the way. She drove everybody crazy. She kept making a joking play for me. She was 30, kind of sexy. It got me uptight. I mean, she was always trying to turn me on. Then one night, while we were watching television, something happened. How could I have done it? She was my aunt, for God's sake. I used to have these dreams about her. And that night I had a really vivid dream. And then, when I woke up in the morning, Aunt Ethel wasn't living with us. She never had lived with us. A telegram had come from Los Angeles. My mother was crying. Aunt Ethel had been killed in a car crash. And that was it. It was my first effective dream.
And nobody else noticed that Aunt Ethel had suddenly vanished?
My dreams change everything that comes before them. And nobody knows it but me. I killed her.
George, I want you to understand something. There is a difference between what you dream and what you do.
But not from me. It's the same thing. And I can't control
What you can control is all of this guilt and anxiety. And that's exactly what we'll be working on together in the next few sessions.
Dr. Haber, you gotta help me.
George, if I thought you were about to lose your balance, I wouldn't let you out of here so quickly, believe me. What I will do is give you a prescription for meprobamate. That will keep your dreams low-keyed without repressing the dream state entirely. But it's only temporary. I expect to see you back here, same time, next week.
I didn't mean to kill her.
Mr. Orr. Infraction of federal regulations controlling dispensation of medication at auto drugstores. Says here you've begun voluntary treatment with Dr. William Haber, correct?
Yes.
You've surrendered your pharmacy card to the authorities?
Yes. Only I have a prescription from Dr. Haber. Have it back here. Here it is.
All right. I'll have to issue you a temporary pharmacy card. But don't abuse it. As is your right, if you have any complaints, here's an HEW-approved list of public investigators. Any other complaints?
Just with my dreams.
Not my jurisdiction. Next.
You gonna use that on me?
Correct. Now, in layman's terms, this is what happens. First, I'm going to hypnotize you and put you to sleep. Now, you'll go through several stages of sleep, the final one being the dream state, or REM sleep. Now, the augmenter here will pass you quickly through those first stages and lock you into REM sleep. And that'll allow me to hold you there while I watch your brain at work.
My brain?
Mm-hmm. Then, I'll suggest a dream to you. In your case, an effective dream.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Well, the augmenter changes nothing, George. Miss Crouch, could you bring Mr. Orr a consent to hypnosis form, please? Thank you. Do you trust me, George?
Okay.
Good. Now, I'd like you to lie back and get comfortable. Now, is this comfortable? Yeah. Picking up a nice, healthy signal from your brain. You see the top screen here? Those are your theta rhythms. Nice, healthy thetas. He's only at 3 on the susceptibility scale. We could be here all afternoon. I'm going to perform VC induction. Make a note of it.
See that you're not disturbed.
Now, George, I'd like you to relax. I'd like you to look up at the ceiling. You don't have a simple brain, my friend. Nor a crazy one. Now, you're beginning to get sleepy, George. Very relaxed. So relaxed you can't move a muscle. Your eyelids are very heavy. You are going to go to sleep now, George. And while you're sleeping, you'll have no trouble hearing my voice. And you will wake up when you hear me call your name 3 times. You are going to sleep now. Can you hear my voice, George?
Mm-hmm.
Good. No sigmoid jags usually prevalent in schizophrenic personality types. Sleep patterns, normal. You're beginning to dream now, George. REM patterns, unusual. Something very unusual here in the whole Pontine area. When I say the word Antwerp, you are going to have a dream that I suggest to you. It will be a pleasant, vivid dream about a horse in a meadow. Beautiful sight. It will be a good dream, George. An effective dream about a horse. Antwerp. George. Feel okay?
Yeah.
Well, you did dream, my friend. That much I can tell you. What was it about?
A horse. It was about a horse. That one.
What about it?
Don't you notice anything unusual about that picture?
Well, some people find it a bit overwhelming. You know what Freud said about horses, staircases, and cigars?
Was it here an hour ago?
An hour ago.
Yes, wasn't that a picture of Mount Hood when I came in?
Mount Hood?
Yeah, I remember it, don't you?
George, that is Tammany Hall, the Triple Crown winner.
No, I'm not insane. I know I'm insane. I know I'm not insane. It's enough to drive me insane.
Back up, George. Dreams are not harmful. For instance, daydreams can be wonderful. I have them all the time. I dream heroics. I save the girl or the whole damn planet. Haber saves the world.
Yeah, I daydream sometimes that I have a cabin by the ocean.
That's nice. What does that tell you about yourself?
That I'm a masochist. Nobody can afford a cabin by the ocean anymore.
You know what I'd like to see, George? I'd like to see you learn to use your dreams. Now, doesn't that strike you as a nice idea?
I don't know.
Well, we'll work on it. You're feeling very sleepy, George. Very relaxed. You're going to sleep in a moment. Now sleep, George. Sleep. In a moment, I'm going to suggest a dream to you, and you will dream that dream. You're going to have a very good dream, George. Beautiful sunshine. No smog. No rain. Antwerp. What the hell is he doing? The augmenter is not doing that.
Doctor, are you all right?
Yes. Yes, of course. Get me Portland weather on the line.
Yes, Doctor.
George. 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 What did you dream, George?
Oh, it was an effective dream, I can tell you that. They wear me out.
Can you recall it?
Yes. I was having a picnic on Mount Hood in the rain with Genghis Khan. And his umbrella leaked. And then the sun came out.
I have weather online too, Doctor.
Miss Crouch, scheduled Mr. Orr for noon tomorrow. Can you make it, George?
Yes, but why
Good. Good. It has actually stopped raining. All right, George, go on now. I'll see you tomorrow.
This is the weather report for Portland, the Sunshine City. The temperature is 105 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius. Humidity is 8%. The barometer is 29.80 and steady.
They say it's because of all this sunshine. We were better off when it rained all the time.
Isn't that the truth?
He knows. He knows. Son of a bitch knows.
I'm not insane, am I?
No, of course you're not.
God, why didn't you tell me back in the office?
George, I thought we had a very good session this afternoon. Extraordinary, really. But don't you think we can continue this tomorrow?
Oh, wait a minute. You're acting like nothing happened.
Oh, a great deal happened, but let's not make more of it than it is. We have a long way to go.
My dream stopped the rain.
George, it hasn't rained in Portland since 2 years ago last Easter.
Why are you doing this to me?
One cardinal rule of therapy, George. Never hand the patients the answers on a silver platter. Now, you must work for them, otherwise they're meaningless.
The sun is out. It stopped raining.
Yes. It's beautiful, isn't it?
You told me to dream a sunny day, and I did. Now you admit it.
George, it's impossible to correct a defective reality orientation overnight. Now, we're making real progress. I'll see you tomorrow.
But if you...
Tomorrow!
Or,
Yes.
Heather Lathe, won't you be seated? Was this an accident?
What?
Your overdose?
No.
Yes.
My legal advice is agree to the psychiatric treatment, and you won't be prosecuted or persecuted for that matter.
But the therapy scares me.
Oh, come on, Mr. Orr.
I don't mean to cause Dr. Haber any trouble. I'm sure he means well. I'd just like another psychiatrist.
No, not without real cause. I mean, they're not going to take a patient's word against the doctor's. Not in a case like this.
You mean a mental case?
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Lelache. I'm sorry to have bothered you.
One moment. I didn't say you didn't have a case. It's just that, well, you haven't told me anything yet.
If I told you what was really going on, you'd think I was crazy.
I'm a civil liberties lawyer, Mr. Orr. If you have something to say, you'd better say it.
He's not an evil man. Now, he means well. It's just that I'm in a position to be used by him like an instrument. Now, he can't do that, even if his aims are good. Nobody can play God, but he doesn't realize that. That's why I tried taking drugs to suppress my dreams. I just want to get cured.
Of drugs?
Of dreaming.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Miss Crouch, I'd like you to do some research for me. Use the computer link up to the Library of Congress in the lobby. Do you think the others will mind?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Almost everyone's gone to lunch.
Good. I'd like you to get me as much information as possible on the effect of dream symbology in pre-Columbian culture.
I may be a while.
Take as much time as you need. Be very thorough, Miss Crouch.
Yes, Doctor.
Listen carefully, George. You and I are about to embark upon a magnificent collaboration. We are going to make history today. Using your gift, I'm going to do what no politician, no scientist, no philosopher has ever done. I'm going to make the whole world right. We need an institute, the William Haber Institute of Oneurology. Antwerp. Take it easy. Don't sit up so fast. Oh, no. Something wrong, George?
Doctor?
Ah, Miss Crouch.
I have that research information you wanted, Dr. Haber.
That didn't take you any time at all, did it? Amazing what computers can do.
Is there anything else, Dr. Haber?
Yes, I'd like you to schedule Mr. Orr for noon tomorrow.
I can't make it.
Yes, Doctor.
I can't make it
Why not?
because I have a job. Now, I can't keep coming here. They'll fire me.
Your therapy is more important than your job. In any case, the Institute will clear you.
Look, don't give me that institute stuff now. I know what's going on here.
Aha! A little active resistance. It's a good sign, George. Let it out.
Look, you don't know what you're doing. Now, you change one
You see,
thing,
you're not really resisting me. You're resisting your own self-examination. It happens in every therapeutic situation.
Look, I am not going to do this anymore.
George, I had hoped that your motivation for being here would be better by now. What about getting well?
Yeah, well, what about it? You tell me.
I am going to cure you, George. You have my word on that. You must believe me.
I would like to believe you, Dr. Haber. I really would.
Good. Then we have something in common.
Why doesn't this Dr. Haber just come right out and say that he knows you have effective dreams?
I think he's waiting to find out more before he lets me know what's going on.
Can't say that I blame him.
The thing that bothers me is what he'll do next.
What do you mean?
Unlimited power means unlimited danger.
Well, according to you, he's only changed one painting in the weather.
Not to mention the small improvements to his office. Then there's the cabin.
What cabin?
I have a 10-year lease on a cabin overlooking the ocean.
You do?
I won it in a government lottery. Can I buy you lunch?
Well, I'd really like to help you, Mr. Orr. But what am I supposed to do if you keep changing reality all the way back to the Stone Age and then destroying the evidence?
Well, I wouldn't expect you to believe me without evidence.
Well, thank God.
Well, what I'd like is for you to come to a session.
Doubtful, without good cause.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I mean, let this guy keep treating me like an experimental animal while he goes around tinkering?
Did you say experimental?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, Haber says he's still working on it.
Have you signed anything, any releases, anything beyond the VT forms and consent to hypnosis?
I don't think so.
You've got a case.
I do?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
But let's just get one thing straight. This doesn't mean I believe a word of your story. All it means is if I can prove this thing is experimental, then maybe, just maybe, I can get you switched to another shrink.
Then you'll come to a session.
But not as your lawyer. I'll arrange to come as an HEW impartial observer on an investigation of that thingamajigger, okay?
Dr. Haber.
Yes, Penny.
This just arrived, the population report you wanted.
Oh, yes.
Dr. Mergen called on a consultation.
Tell him I'm too busy.
And this notice from HEW. They're sending an observer this morning to look at the augmenter.
What? Damn bureaucrats. Why don't they mind their own business?
Oh, and Mr. Orr is here, Doctor.
Well, George, you're early today. Something of a breakthrough, I'd say, considering you're usually 15 minutes late.
I am?
So how are you feeling today?
So-so?
How can anyone feel so-so on a magnificent day like this?
Well, you know what the Greeks say. Moderation in all things.
So what would you like to talk about today?
Oh, I don't care.
Do you have somewhere to go, George?
Oh, no, I'm just anxious to get started.
Well, another breakthrough. 2 in 1 session. Shall we try for 3? Yes, what is it?
Miss Lalache from HEW is here.
All right, sit down. Seems that my fame has brought me to the attention of the HEW. They're sending an observer to make sure my work with the augmenter is on the up and up. Isn't that ridiculous?
Dr. Haber, this is Heather Lalache.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Lalache. Won't you have a seat right here?
I assume you were informed I'd be recording the proceedings?
Perhaps you'd better ask the patient's permission. Mr. Orr, this is Miss Lalache of HEW.
Do you mind, Mr. Orr?
No, go ahead.
Very well. Dr. Haber, is the patient diagnosed as neurotic or psychotic?
The patient's diagnosis is not for public record, Miss Lalache. I'm surprised at you. Besides, it's my augmenter that interests you, right? Well, anyway, you know what they say. Neurotics build castles in the sky, psychotics live in them.
And psychiatrists collect the rent.
Very good. Very good, Miss Lalache. Well, Have you any questions before we start?
Can you explain the role of your device?
Yes, of course. My augmenter here merely ensures that my patient will dream by instigating and reinforcing his own dream state activity. What do you say, George? Shall we run off a dream?
Okay.
Incidentally, Mr. Lash, this will constitute a record for your people that my augmenter does not loosen toenails, harden arteries, blow your mind, or have any ill effects whatsoever. Standard hypnotic procedure, Miss Lelouch. Though a bit disconcerting to the uninitiated, I will admit. Please turn your recorder off. A therapy session is not for public record. Notice the accelerated pulse and the rapid eye movements. He's ready to accept a suggested dream. Now, George, the last time you were here, you were telling me about something that bothered you very much. You said you felt restricted and closed in on the subway, in your office, in the streets. Do you remember the word you used?
What did he say?
Overpopulation. That's what he said. Now, George, when I say the word Antwerp, you are going to have an effective dream about this thing that bothers you, this overpopulation. You are going to dream about space, about all the elbow room in the world. You'll feel uncrowded, unsqueezed, and this overpopulation thing will not be a problem anymore. Antwerp. What has he done? 6 billion people.
All the people. All the people.
George. George. You had a bad one, George.
Where are they? Where are the people?
You dreamt about the plague.
Plague?
But it's all over now. All of us who survived are genetically resistant.
What plague?
Oh, my God. I just killed 6 billion people.
I'm afraid this is the first time Mr. Orr has handled anxiety in a dream. It's not always pleasant.
I don't understand what's happening.
Don't you remember the plague?
Of course we do. I lost my parents, my 2 sisters. I watched them die. None of us could ever forget it. But it's over now, George. The plague ended 5 years ago, and we are the survivors. Life must go on.
You remember the plague, don't you? And don't you remember that you never heard of the plague until just now? That there wasn't any plague until an hour ago? You remember? Don't you remember?
Mr. Lash is hardly qualified to comment upon your session. She's only an observer. I'm afraid he's a bit agitated. It has been a difficult time. Perhaps we'd better adjourn.
Yes.
I shall send you a full report of the augmenter's operation and current uses. That should take care of it. I'm sorry you found this distressing, Mr. Lash. But you hit a real crisis session. Goodbye. Thank you.
Well, we really did it this time, didn't we?
Come away from the window, George.
You saw it. She saw it. 6 billion people wiped off the face of the earth.
What do you want me to say?
I want you to be straight with me.
Why don't you go home, George?
Admit it! Take responsibility for it!
Oh, I see. You're trying to transfer it all to me. You want me to take responsibility for your problem. Well, I can't do that, George. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had a bad dream, George. But it was your dream. It came from you, from inside of you.
You're cracking up. Surely you can see that. You're a psychiatrist. I'm going to pieces here. You asked me to dream again, and what kind of world are we going to get? Maybe a totally insane one? Full of monsters? Demons or witches? Dragons? All the things that we carry around inside us, all the nightmares, the fears. What's going to happen when that gets loose on the world?
Are you quite finished? Your negative approach to
It's your positive approach that's the danger. Solve the population problem. See what happens. Don't you see that these things aren't problems? They don't have answers that you can find in your arithmetic book.
Defeatism. We were put here to make the world a better place.
Your attempts to use my dreams to make the world a better place can destroy it. It's not so hard to destroy the world, Dr. Haber. We did it. 4 years ago, April.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't think that you can outthink God.
You're worn out, George. You'd better go home and get some rest. The session's over.
You?
Go home, George.
I don't know where home is anymore. acting like nothing happened. My dream stopped the rain.
George, it hasn't rained in Portland since 2 years ago last Easter.
My God. I just wiped out 3/4 of the world's population.
What do you want me to say?
I want you to be straight with me.
Why don't you go home now, George?
God, why are you doing this to me?
George, what are you doing here?
I want the truth.
Well, come up to my office. We'll discuss it.
We'll discuss it right here.
All right. If you insist. I suppose I should have told you earlier, George. I just wanted time to sort things out. Yes, I know about your dreams. I've known for quite some time.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Haber, for being honest.
You have a great gift, George. Together we can learn to use it.
You can't use my dreams to change things. Haven't you learned that yet?
Isn't that the purpose of man on Earth? To act, to change things, to run things, to build a better world.
No.
What then?
I don't know. I don't know. Things don't have purposes. I don't know if life has a purpose. I can't say that it matters. It is. We are. I want to stop.
George, I know that I can learn to harness your power, but you must give me time.
It's no use. We haven't got the right.
We have a duty. Why do you resist? Why do you fear your own power?
Because it doesn't work. You change one thing and everything changes. The plague didn't solve anything. We're closer to war now than we ever have been. I can't let you use me anymore.
George, you need me, George. You know that. Without me, you're out of control. I want you to dream peace on Earth. No more war. No more mass killings of humans by other humans. No more fighting in Asia, Africa, the Middle East, or anywhere in the world. Antwerp. doing?
What?
I told you to dream peace on Earth.
I didn't dream that. Dreamt about the moon. A battle. A battle in space. Alien forces attacking the Earth colony on the moon.
Don't believe it. I tell you to dream away man's inhumanity to man. And what do? You unite the world against the threat of an alien invasion. What a stupid, wasteful way to get peace on Earth.
God! What kind of monsters have you dredged out of my unconscious? I don't know, and I dreamed them.
If only I could decipher your unconscious.
This is incredible. Aliens on the moon.
You must go back onto George. Dream them away right now.
I told you something like this was going to happen.
What are you doing?
Look, I'm not going to dream for you anymore.
Well, that's absurd. You can't leave things like this.
Now, look, I did what you told me to do. I did what the doctors told me, the lawyers. Nothing's worked.
George!
No, forget it!
George! You'll be back, George. Without me, you have no hope.
Yeah.
I'm looking for George Orr. Have you seen him?
No, he's gone.
Gone? Where?
I don't know. I heard him leave a few hours ago. Who are you?
Heather Lelache. I'm his lawyer. I've got to talk to him. Do you have any idea where he might be?
You got some ID?
Yes. HEW, public investigator.
Yeah, all right. Well, he might be in his cab. Why don't you try him there?
Well, a phone number. Do you have a phone number?
No, he ain't got no phone. Say, what's so important anyway? Do you do something?
Yes. No, please, do you have an address?
No, it's somewhere up on the coast near Agate Beach. One of those government lottery cabins. You're gonna have to find it yourself.
Thanks.
Why I have to get away from Hager.
I know, I understand.
Keeps making me dream. You saw what happened. Can't let him make me dream anymore. Look what happened with the aliens on the moon.
You don't mean that you... If you only knew how scared I really am right now.
Just wish I could sleep without dreaming.
Maybe you can. Maybe I could suggest a dream.
No.
Sure. It could be a dream about nothing.
What do you mean?
Nothing will happen. Nothing will change.
No, it's too risky.
It'll work. I know it will. I've seen it done before. I just hypnotize you.
I don't know.
We have no choice. my voice. Relax. Take yourself down. Farther. You feel relaxed and easy. That's it. You're floating. Now I'm going to tell you to go to sleep, and you will, but not until I say it. Everything is heavy. You'll try to lift your hand, but you can't. It's heavy. Oh, I think it's working, George. Now you're going to do some dreaming. You're going to have one effective dream. And it's going to be about... Oh, my God. I can't tell him to dream about nothing. In this dream, you will dream everything is okay. Dream the aliens off the moon. Tomorrow, when you awaken, you will feel rested and well. Now, go to sleep. George, wake up. What? Something's wrong.
What's the matter?
Don't you hear that?
What did you tell me to dream?
That everything's okay. The alien's off the moon.
That's it. They're off the moon. They're here.
Come on, we gotta get back to Hayward.
Look, we're trying to get away from him.
Yeah, but now we have no choice. Turn on the radio.
And in retaliation, anti-alien ballistic missiles have been dispatched from our underground installations in Walla Walla, Washington, and Valley, California. It appears now from Command Center that the only part of their invasion is the state of Oregon. And this just in. The alien ships appear to be carrying a device that has taken control of our missile guidance systems.
Where the hell have you been?
It's not important. We're back.
This is your doing, isn't it? You had a dream without me, didn't you? I told you this would happen, didn't I? I told you.
It's up to us now.
Look, go down to the basement, find the main generator, put your finger on the on-off button. If the power fails, you push it. Now go on.
I'll be all right, George.
Well, hit it, Haber.
Well, George, something new. I want you to stop the invasion, George. Dream peace. Dream that we are at peace with everyone. Everyone. Antwerp! Come on.
Pardon me. Do not do to others what you wish others not to do to you.
Of course not. Of course not.
We are attempting to make peaceful arrival. We do not have weapons. We are non-aggressive, unfighting species. Please tell others.
I can't control the Air Force, George. George!
Is this a military installation?
No. Well, no. George! George!
Please excuse accidental intrusion. Thank you very much. Well, that wasn't so bad, was it?
Don't play games with me.
You look scared to death.
I've just about had it with you, Orr. This is no joke. I could have been killed.
Well, you should have thought of that before.
Your goddamn subconscious twists around everything I say.
He's just an alien. Nice guy. You were talking with him. Well, I feel good. I'm starving. I'm going to get something to eat, find Heather. You want a sandwich?
What about the invasion?
You heard them. They're friendly. Weren't you supposed to make a phone call or something?
Yes, of course. But to whom?
Well, you know the people in Washington. Tell them to stop shooting at the aliens.
I'll call Tchaikovsky at HEW.
Yeah, I'll see ya.
Secretary Tchaikovsky, please. Bill Haber calling. Hello, Nat. Bill Haber here. Fine, fine. Listen, Nat, about this alien thing, I think I've gotten it figured out.
I hate turbofish.
How do you feel?
I was fine till I ate this.
Ah, there you are.
Well, you get everything straightened out?
Oh, I'd say so.
Good.
Dreadful.
Well, we've eliminated war and hunger. We still can't come up with a decent cup of coffee.
You know, George, before all of this alien business, I had some good news for you.
Oh, really?
You remember, of course, I gave you my word that I would cure you.
Yeah, he did say that. He did.
I know it's been a very distressing time for you, but as soon as my augmented programming is complete, you will be cured. What do you say you come along with me now and we'll get to work on it?
Well, I don't think so. Not today.
Oh, but George, if you can be cured. Hey, wait a minute.
Actually, today would...
I have a big surprise for you, George. Just follow me. You know where I went wrong all of these months? Was that I was searching for an entity, an omega wave. Well, there isn't any. The pattern is formed by a combination of other waves. Now, over the past few days, before all hell broke loose, I worked it out. The cycle is 12 seconds. Can you imagine? 12 seconds. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. No, your dream pattern is a complexly synchronized set of emissions that take exactly 12 seconds to complete their cycle and start again. It's to an ordinary dream state what a Bach fugue is to Mary had a little lamb.
This was here. Get me out of here.
George? My apologies, George. The greatest good for the greatest number. All right, George. Now we're going to run a little test. Only one more axis, and my augmented programming will be complete. One more, then you'll be superfluous, and I can get on with the job. Reprogram this whole last quadrant. Stupid chicken brain of his. Take him down again, all the way.
If help wanted, inquire within. Power may be controlled only at its source.
I'd hate to lose you, George. But you leave me no choice.
Those whom heaven helps, we call the sons of heaven. They do not reason by using reason. To let understanding stop at what cannot be understood is a high attainment. Those who cannot do it will be destroyed on the lathe of heaven. The lathe of heaven. George.
All right, George. We're going to take on a really big one this time. Something that's been wasting a lot of the world's valuable time. Racism. When I say Antwerp, I want you to dream me a world in which there is no color problem, where everyone is completely integrated. Antwerp! Your primary process thinking went right to the heart of the problem and made the change biological and absolute. It was the perfect solution, George. You ought to be congratulated. All right, back to work. Now it's time for our big moment, George. You are about to have your last effective dream. Our partnership is almost at an end. I'm going to give you something you've always wanted. To be cured. Dream that you've lost the ability to dream effectively. Dream me my ultimate augmenter. Antwerp. Welcome to Dr. Haber's Palace of Dreams. Congratulations, George. You are the man of the hour. How do you feel today?
I haven't felt anything for days.
You may go. Take it easy, George. Take it easy. I know I've been working you very hard, but I think you'll agree it's been well worth the effort. Besides, today is a momentous occasion.
Well, I don't think I can take another big day.
George, today I've cured you. Don't you have anything to say?
Words fail me.
It's quite simple. You have had your last effective dream.
Wonderful.
In it, you dreamt you lost the ability to dream effectively.
It's that simple?
It's simple, but not that simple. My augmenter here is now complete. The last piece of the puzzle is in.
By the way, where is he?
Who?
The alien.
There are no aliens here, George. No, they're not permitted in this part of the building. They're unnatural. In fact, when I begin to dream, they're the first thing I'm going to get rid of.
Is that what you've been up to all this time?
That's right, George. The burden is now off your shoulders.
And onto yours. You're out of your mind.
Now you listen to me, George Orr. You come into my office with the greatest power that mankind has ever known, and all you want to do is to be cured of it. The dreams don't work, you tell me. They go wrong, you tell me. Well, there's nothing wrong with the dreams, my friend. The problem lies with the dreamer. Well, now, George, you must be tired. I think you should go home now, get some rest. I'll come down with you. You are an imperfect instrument, George. You are not a man of vision.
And you are?
I know what I'm doing, scientifically and morally. After all, I've been controlling your dreams for the past few weeks, and you can't be entirely blind to what I've accomplished already. Since we've begun working together, George, we've eliminated overpopulation, restored the quality of urban life, the ecological balance of the planet, eliminated cancer as a major killer, eliminated racial hatred, the color problem, eliminated war, eliminated the risk of species deterioration through inferior genetic stock, in the process of eliminating poverty, economic inequality, the class war, all over the world. Progress, George. Progress. Your ad, George. The greatest good for the greatest number. Progress, George. Progress. We have made more progress in 6 weeks than humanity has made in the past 6,000 years.
Well, do you think with all of this progress you can help me to find Heather?
Who?
Heather Lilash, the lawyer from HEW.
Oh, yes. What happened to her?
I don't know. She's gone.
Oh, she's out there somewhere.
I doubt it. She was brown, not gray.
Well, our time has come to an end, George. The symbiotic relationship is over, but a new era begins. Goodbye, George.
Hey, Haber.
What?
I was just thinking, wouldn't it be funny if I wasn't the only one who could dream effectively? What if everybody could do it? And reality was being pulled out from under us all the time. We didn't even know it. Well, it's just a thought.
I'll sleep on it.
George Orr?
George Orr?
You, George Orr.
Me? No, my name is George Orr.
Right. George Orr.
Okay, George Orr. How did you know my name?
Field of perception is mutual. Do you wish an object?
No, I'm just looking.
Please continue this activity.
I don't suppose you know a woman named Lathe.
Do you seek Lathe?
Yes, I've lost her.
Person sought can be found. Help is available. Is it acceptable?
Yes. I mean, thank you very much.
Clarity is pleasurable.
With a little help from my friends?
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? By the end of the day, you're sad 'cause you're on your own. Oh, I get by.
I get by with a little help from my friends. Hi, sleepyhead.
Heather.
Oh, just who were you expecting?
A wonderful wife.
Yeah.
You're brown.
Oh, I'm sorry. This model only comes in one color. What's wrong?
Oh, I slept so well.
Yeah, you needed it too. Came home half dead last night. That stupid shrink Haber sends you home that way and then says you're cured.
Haber.
Forget him, George. You're free now. We're together and, well, we can be happy. What is it?
I don't know.
What is it, George?
Let's get out of here.
George, I'm scared. Never felt anything like this before.
I have. 4 years ago.
What's going on?
Thought it would happen again.
What's happening?
4 years ago. 4 years ago in April. Don't you remember? Nobody does but me.
What happened 4 years ago?
It's when everything started. When it ended.
What the hell, George? What did you mean? 4 years ago, in April. What happened?
There was a war. They said the bomb dropped right down by the river. I was trying to get out of the city. I guess I had radiation sickness already. I guess I was dying. And I had this dream that I was alive. And ever since then, I've tried to tell myself that it was a dream. But it wasn't. This is the dream. is evident.
Well, I did a lot today. At least I did something. Probably the only thing I ever did.
You have lived well.
May I see that egg whisk, please?
Heather?
Do I know you?
We met a long time ago. You're a lawyer, right?
Yes. How did you know?
Do you want that?
Oh, no. Thank you.
You were very good to me.
Good.
Listen,
Yes?
I was wondering if I could return the favor. Can I take you to lunch?
Well, thank you, but
I mean, if you have the time.
okay. Why not?
I'll be back in an hour, Eminem and Aspa.
Take afternoon, there is time.
Thanks.
To go is to return.
Dr. Haber? Dr. Haber?
I don't think he can hear you.
What happened to him?
Nobody seems to know exactly. He was on the verge of an enormous discovery.
And now?
A breakdown. Ever since the night that everything fell apart, you know?
You've seen it, haven't you? The world after April.
Who was that?
Someone I knew once. I'm starving. Let's go have that lunch.
Lead the way.
This program was made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.